That was by far the highlight of Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins recreated that perfectly. After Night of Champions, I was expecting something more. I mean, we finally have a first world heavyweight champion, but I gotta be honest, guys. Yes, we got a few cool moments on the show, but it almost feels like Night of Champions didn't even happen. We barely got anything new, and it almost seems like WWE Draft made Raw even worse. I'm seeing a lot of people already criticizing Seth Rollins' WWE World Heavyweight Championship title reign, and yes, it's way too early, that's ridiculous, but there are like 10 things they could have done that are way more important than this. But I'm already seeing people on Twitter posting pictures like this, you know, CM Punk being a world champion, but is he really? And come on, man, just give it time. He literally just won the championship. Now, before we talk about Monday Night Raw, a word from our sponsor. Hey, remember that time I got hacked? That sucked. One of the safest ways to protect yourself from hackers and malicious websites is actually using a VPN. At this point, literally everyone should be using one. Huge shout out to CyberGhost VPN for sponsoring this video. With CyberGhost VPN, all of your traffic goes through a secure VPN tunnel, your IP address is hidden, and your data is encrypted. You're basically leaving no fingerprints. It's available for all platforms: Windows, macOS, Android, iOS, and many others. They have a strict no logs policy, so no one will know about your online activity. Even not CyberGhost themselves. So keep doing what you're doing. No one's watching. You can use one subscription to protect up to 7 devices at a time, so you can share with your friends and family. There's a 45-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support, so everything is risk-free. And CyberGhost has an amazing deal for you. It's only $2.03 a month, plus 4 months free, which is 84% off. And CyberGhost VPN is very easy to use. That's why it has more than 38 million users. Thanks to CyberGhost VPN, you can access geo-restricted content. If there's something you want to watch, but your streaming service blocked it in your country, you can simply unblock it by changing your location. Same goes with video games, social media networks, and more. So make sure to take advantage of this amazing offer by clicking the link in the description or a pinned comment. You'll get a special discount, so it's only $2.03 a month. Make sure to check it out. I gotta tell you, man, Raw kicked off just the way it should, with Seth Rollins entering with the World Heavyweight Championship through the crowd. The title looks good on him. I'm gonna tell you, man, I was expecting the first challenger. I was expecting many people, you know, being like, we won the championship and then we have this #1 contenders match and, you know, we get a story. But it was more like, here's what happened a couple of days ago. So we got a pretty generic Seth Rollins promo, you know, celebrating his victory. We see AJ Styles. And man, I knew what he's going to say when he said, Seth Rollins, you don't deserve anything. I've seen a few interviews of AJ Styles back in the day, and he always claimed that he doesn't like it when people say you deserve it. And that's exactly what people chant at Seth Rollins. AJ always says, I don't like it because I don't deserve it, I've earned it. So he says, you earned the right to be the world heavyweight champion. And Seth Rollins gives him a handshake and says, you deserve this. Then we see the Judgment Day, who apparently are the only ones who care about this championship. Styles and Rollins make them nauseous. They run Monday Night Raw. Ripley tells Rollins not to get too comfortable because one of these men will beat him for the championship. Rollins and AJ laughed at the idea of Dominic being a champion. Styles says that sounds like a challenge. The problem is AJ is from SmackDown, but thankfully WWE at least tried to do something with it. I mean, Adam Pearce was trying to negotiate that match. I don't know with who. I mean, Adam, you're running both shows. I don't know what you're talking about. But AJ has his gear. So this was fine, but again, it just seems like a recap. If you want to make that championship look important, you gotta introduce us to many guys who are just hungry for that title. What I did like is that we finally got qualifying matches. So we got Ricochet versus The Miz Money in the Bank qualifying match. Pretty good. Miz is always in these qualifying matches. Unfortunately, never wins. The match was fine. Like I've said, Miz doesn't get enough credit, but Ricochet picks up the W, and I'd like to take my words back. Ricochet winning a Money in the Bank qualifying match means he's going to be in a Money in the Bank ladder match, which we all know adds a lot to the match, so that was a great choice. Then we saw Trish Stratus, and she bragged about her victory over Becky Lynch. She introduced us to Zoe Stark. She decided to help Trish Stratus because she decided to play smart instead of taking the long road. She says Stratus is giving, humble, and kind, so thank you, Stratus. Trish tells Becky not to show up unless she wants to get a beating from Stark. We see Becky Lynch, and Becky is not afraid. Well, it's 2-on-1, so you know exactly what happened right here. So I was expecting a bit more from this when I was watching Night of Champions, but I guess it's just leading to a partner of, Becky Lynch, whoever it's going to be. I guess the most obvious case is Lita since Lita got attacked by Trish, so I assume at Money in the Bank we're going to get that tag team match. We got Indus Sher beating a couple of jobbers, man. I love Veer Mahan, he's my lord and savior, but dude, I hate these jobber matches. It's not doing anything, especially considering the fact Jinder Mahal did that like a year ago already. Like, I get it, he's strong, he's a strong man, he's my man. Do something. Then we saw the Undisputed Tag Team Champions, and they talked about their victory against the Bloodline. It doesn't matter what Reigns accomplished in his career, he'll have to look at their faces and remember he lost them. We see the Imperium. Kevin Owens is like, this doesn't make any sense. We didn't mention you. That's not how it works. It's not the Wild West. Sami says you're supposed to have a match against American Alpha Academy. The Imperium said that you don't deserve to be the tag team champions. This was basically the same segment we got with the Judgment Day, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Last time, they made fun of Dominic, and this time, they called this dude Baldy and made fun of the fact that he doesn't talk and doesn't have his own opinions, much like Dominic. That's what I'm talking about. This show it wasn't bad, but it's like, did you just copy the previous shows and changed up a couple of words? Well, we got Chad Gable and Otis, and Kevin Owens asked them to say the funny word, and Gable says, thank you. So we got the Imperium versus Alpha Academy. This was fine. It's interesting seeing Chad Gable and Otis as babyfaces. Like, I can't get over it. Chad Gable is a heel to me. But of course, the Imperium won the match. It was time to crown the new women's tag team champion. So we got Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi versus Damage Tatarla versus Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Or as the announcer likes to say, Chelsea! Kill me, please. I guess this was pretty obvious, right? We all know who's going to win this one, and that's exactly what happened. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler became the new women's tag team champions, which is great. But man, seeing Ronda Rousey in tag team matches, it's so crazy. She used to have that big feel. She was basically Brock Lesnar of the women's division. I don't know how I feel about this, man. You know what time it is, people? It's time to bury Dolph Ziggler every damn day of the week. It's J.D. McDonald's versus Dolph Ziggler, but the match had to be stopped because J.D. McDonald is a very strong man and he beaten the crap out of Dolph Ziggler. Man, this is so not entertaining. So Cody said exactly what we thought he's going to say. He didn't explain how do you pass out from a Kimura lock. That's weird. But anyway, he talked about his match against Brock Lesnar. It's 1-1, so we need that third match. He challenges Brock Lesnar to a third match at, I believe, Money in the Bank, I can only assume. And this is the only one that we actually need to look forward to, because now it's actually going to matter. If Cody wins, great, WWE trusts the dude and they're ready to put the championship on him, probably, hopefully against Roman. If he loses, well, then Cody pissed someone off. We saw another qualifying match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bronson Reed. This was a pretty fun match. I miss Shinsuke Nakamura in the ring, man. He's so different. It's kind of refreshing. I was surprised by the result. I mean, WWE are pushing Bronson Reed, so I was really surprised that Shinsuke Nakamura picked up the W right here. But I'm glad so far Money in the Bank is looking pretty okay. And finally, we got the main event, a tag team match. Again, fun match, but this means nothing. If you missed this match, if you didn't see it, it doesn't exist in your memory, well, nothing really changes. And why are WWE so obsessed with a tag team match main eventing every single episode of Monday Night Raw? Like, please change it up. Like, come on, man, it's getting repetitive. So the babyface team win, and like I've said, they're just going to move on. Seth is going to look for a challenger, AJ is going to SmackDown. I assume it's going to be Finn Balor, but he just doesn't have that credibility right now. So that was your Monday Night Raw. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe if you didn't, and make sure to take advantage of this amazing CyberGhost VPN offer. $2.03 a month only, plus 4 months free, which is 80% off. The link is in description. Who do you think is going to be Seth Rollins' first challenger? Let me know in the comments below. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.